Sagittarius, the last day of November will ask you to make the hardest choice of your life. Sagittarius, picture yourself standing at a crossroad beneath a sky heavy with truth. Both paths glimmer with meaning, both call to your heart, but only one can remain. On one side lies the life you've built with your bare hands, the familiar rhythm, the security, the sense of belonging you once prayed for. On the other side waits something deeper, the unfiltered truth of who you are becoming. The final day of November will bring you face to face with that impossible question. Which part of you must die so the other can live? This isn't a season for half measures or clever compromises. November will strip away illusion until all that's left is choice, raw, irrevocable, defining. You'll be asked to pick between comfort and authenticity, between the identity that feels safe and the calling that feels wild. And no matter which path you choose, something sacred will have to be surrendered. You may already sense it. The quiet unrest beneath your routines, the feeling that you've outgrown the roles you once played. The closer you move toward this ending, the louder your soul whispers, you can't stay where you no longer belong. November isn't punishing you, it's refining you. What dies now makes room for who you were always meant to become. Gate 1, the moment of confrontation. Sagittarius, by the time the final days of November arrive, something deep within you will no longer tolerate postponement. For months, perhaps even years, you've been walking a fragile line, trying to balance the person the world expects you to be with the person your soul is begging you to become. You've tried to make it all fit. The relationships that once gave you identity, the responsibilities that proved your worth, the dreams that once felt like destiny but now feel like cages. But life has a rhythm of truth, and when your spirit has outgrown its container, the universe will always deliver the event that cracks it open. November is that event. It's the month when clarity will no longer whisper, it will roar. You will find yourself standing in a moment that feels both terrifying and sacred. A moment where there is no longer a safe compromise, no middle ground that can keep everyone happy. The decision before you will not be between right and wrong, it will be between truth and comfort. And either way, you will lose something you love. For Sagittarius, this is the divine paradox of growth. You are a seeker of freedom, a wanderer who believes in possibility, but you often forget that freedom has a cost. To choose one horizon, you must turn your back on another. To walk toward your future, you must bury parts of your past. This choice won't be theoretical, it will be visceral. You'll feel it in your body, in the heaviness of your chest, in the silence that follows your realization that one chapter must close completely. For those born between November 22nd and December 1st, the decision will likely involve a person or a bond that has defined you for years. It could be a relationship that has become too small for your evolving truth, a love, a family tie, or a friendship that can no longer stretch to meet your new frequency. For those born between December 2nd and December 11th, the decision will test your relationship with material security. You may be called to leave behind a stable path, a job, a reputation, or a way of life that once seemed like success but now feels like self-betrayal. And for Sagittarius born between December 12th and December 21st, the choice will strike at the heart of your identity. You'll be asked whether you'll continue playing the role others expect, or finally step into the version of yourself that has been waiting in silence. This is not punishment, it's initiation. The universe is not taking something from you. It's asking what you're truly willing to invest in your own becoming. The day will come when circumstances converge, an offer, a conversation, a confrontation, and there will be no time to prepare. You'll feel that unmistakable pulse in your chest, that quiet voice that says, "This is it." And in that moment, you will understand that choosing is no longer optional. Sagittarius, you've always been the sign of vision, but sometimes that vision has been fragmented, half dreamer, half realist, half fire, half restraint. November will not let you stay divided. It will demand integration. The version of you that's been trying to keep peace between opposites, the one who smiles outwardly while aching inwardly, the one who keeps promising to change someday, cannot survive this transition. The crossroads is not asking which path is easier, it's asking which one is truer. You will likely feel fear. Not the kind that warns of danger, but the kind that precedes rebirth. It's the fear of losing something familiar, of walking away from identities you've spent a lifetime constructing. But remember, fear is not a stop sign, it's a threshold. Every Sagittarius must cross it to become who they were meant to be. In this moment of confrontation, clarity will come through feeling, not logic. Your mind will list reasons to wait, to negotiate, to preserve what can't be saved. But your soul already knows. Pay attention to what drains you versus what awakens you. The truth isn't hiding. It's vibrating beneath every choice that feels heavy versus every possibility that feels alive. And when that moment arrives, there will be silence. The world will hold its breath. You will realize that no one can decide for you. Not your family, not your friends, not even fate itself. Only you. Because only you will have to live with the consequences. When you finally choose Sagittarius, it will feel like heartbreak and liberation happening at the same time. You will grieve what you lose and yet feel something powerful awaken in the ashes, the unmistakable strength of self-ownership. You will look at your reflection and know that even though this choice hurt, it was the first one that truly honored who you are. That's what November brings. A divine collision between identity and integrity. It's not about destruction for the sake of pain. It's about clearing the debris of everything false so that your truth can finally breathe. One door will close, yes, but as it slams shut, another will open that leads directly to the life your soul has been waiting to live. This is the beginning of your real freedom, the kind that isn't about escaping but about aligning. The kind that costs you everything false and gives you everything real. The hardest choice of your life isn't coming to break you, Sagittarius. It's coming to reveal you. Gate 2. The weight of what you cannot keep. Sagittarius, as November unfolds, you'll begin to feel the invisible pull between two worlds tightening around you. One feels like duty, stability, and the comfort of familiarity. The other feels uncertain, alive, and full of unspoken promise. You've tried to hold both, to stretch your soul wide enough to keep everyone safe and every dream intact. But the truth is that you can't carry them together anymore. The weight of what you cannot keep is becoming too heavy, and life itself is about to lift your hands from one of them. For years, you've been preparing for this moment without realizing it. Every time you compromised a little piece of yourself to make peace, every time you said yes when your heart whispered no, every time you stayed longer than you should have out of loyalty or fear, those moments have quietly gathered into this point of reckoning. November is not punishing you. It's simply revealing that the life you built under old truths can no longer contain the new frequency of your soul. When a Sagittarian heart evolves, it cannot remain in a space where it must lie to survive. It may come through something ordinary, a conversation, a letter, a silence that feels final, but its effect will be seismic. You will feel your chest tighten as though you're watching one version of your life dissolve in real time. There will be moments when your mind scrambles to find a compromise, a clever way to rewrite fate so nothing truly ends. But Sagittarius, there will be no middle path this time. Every time you've tried to keep everything, you've lost yourself a little more. Now the universe is asking you to choose not with your fear, but with your integrity. This is the paradox of freedom. To step into it, you must first surrender what is false. And yet, what makes this moment sacred is how deeply you'll feel both sides. You'll grieve what you must let go of even as you know it's necessary. You'll cry not because you're weak, but because endings deserve reverence. You'll feel the echo of all the versions of you that are being released, the one who tried to please everyone, the one who thought love meant shrinking, the one who confused stability with safety. Each will fade with gratitude, leaving you lighter, clearer, more whole. If you are a Sagittarius born between November 22nd and December 1st, the tension may center around love or family, connections that once defined you but now feel misaligned. You may be asked to step away from a bond that has become conditional, one that demands your silence more than your truth. This doesn't mean you failed. It means your evolution can no longer fit into that dynamic. For those born between December 2nd and December 11th, the decision may revolve around work, money, or reputation, the illusion of success that no longer nourishes your soul. You may have achieved everything you once desired, only to realize the cost was your spirit's vitality. And for Sagittarius born between December 12th and December 21st, the choice will be existential, an identity crisis that strips away every mask until only your essence remains. The beauty and pain of this transition lie in the same truth. You are finally outgrowing what once sustained you. The familiar is dying not because you did something wrong, but because you have fulfilled your contract with it. The relationship, the job, the role, the persona, they carried you as far as they could. And now the spirit of growth demands release. You might find yourself bargaining with the universe. Can't I wait until it's easier? Until I'm ready? But deep down, you know this moment is non-negotiable. Spirit never asks permission to evolve. It simply moves when the time comes. November's energy is exacting because it wants you to make a choice from clarity, not fear. You've spent years training for this courage. The courage to walk away not because you stopped caring, but because you finally understand that love and loyalty mean nothing without truth. In the silence that follows your choice, you'll be tempted to question yourself. You'll wonder if you could have done more, tried harder, waited longer. This is natural, Sagittarius. You love deeply, and your heart rarely gives up easily. But remember, staying in spaces that suffocate your truth is not love, it's self-abandonment. The universe isn't asking you to stop loving. It's asking you to stop betraying yourself in the name of love. When you finally let go, something miraculous will happen. The weight that once felt unbearable will lift. Your breath will deepen. Colors will look sharper. You will feel, perhaps for the first time in years, the quiet thrill of alignment. Because that's what authenticity feels like, not perfection but peace. In this phase, it's vital that you honor your grief without mistaking it for regret. They are not the same. Grief says, I loved this. Regret says, I wish I hadn't. What you'll feel is grief, not regret, because every path you've walked has served you. Every person you've loved has taught you something essential about your soul. Every risk you took, even the ones that ended in pain, brought you here to this threshold of awakening. Sagittarius, the fire of your sign is sacred because it transforms whatever it touches. November's fire will burn through your illusions, but it won't destroy you. It will reveal the gold beneath the ash, the part of you that no longer needs to justify its existence. You'll begin to see that what's ending isn't your stability. It's your self-deception. What's dying isn't love, it's attachment. What's collapsing isn't your world, it's your disguise. And as the ashes settle, a strange, fierce gratitude will rise. You'll realize that this choice, this unbearable, beautiful, necessary loss, was not the end of your freedom but its beginning. You'll stand at the edge of what you thought was your limit and see, stretching far beyond it, the vast horizon of who you're still becoming. That's the gift hidden in this November reckoning. To lose what you cannot keep so you can finally live what you cannot lose. Gate through the mirror of integrity. Sagittarius, November will not merely test your strength, it will test your integrity. You see, this crossroads is not about what you can endure, but about who you choose to be when everything familiar begins to dissolve. The universe doesn't care which option you choose. It cares why you choose it. The vibration of your choice matters more than the result. This is the mirror of integrity, the one that doesn't ask, what do you want? But rather, can you live in peace with the person you'll become once this choice is made? Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, the planet of truth, justice, and higher wisdom. You were never meant to live in half-truths or behind masks. Your spirit is allergic to hypocrisy, yet over time you've learned to adapt, to wear certain faces to keep peace, to suppress your deeper knowing so others wouldn't be uncomfortable. You did it out of love, loyalty, and sometimes fear of being misunderstood. But now life is demanding something radical from you. Honesty so pure it might cost you everything you've built in false safety. The last days of November will bring a moment, subtle yet seismic, when you'll look into that mirror and see the gap between who you pretend to be and who you really are. You'll feel it as a quiet ache in the chest, a lump in your throat when you try to speak words that no longer feel true. The dissonance between your actions and your essence will become unbearable. And you'll realize that the only way forward is through brutal, liberating honesty with yourself and everyone involved. This honesty won't come without consequence. Sagittarius, your truth is fire. It warms, but it also burns. When you finally speak it, some will draw closer to your light while others will recoil, unable to stand in it. But that is the purpose of truth. Not to please, but to purify. When you speak from integrity, the world around you reorganizes. Those who can meet your authenticity will rise with you. Those who cannot will drift away. This is how the universe clears your path for the next chapter. You will learn that truth is not always loud. Sometimes it's a whisper that changes everything. It may come in a single sentence you can no longer avoid saying, in a resignation letter you've rewritten 100 times, in the moment you admit, I can't pretend anymore. And as you speak it, you'll feel fear, because Sagittarius loves connection and hates disappointing others. But understand this: disappointment is temporary, self-betrayal is permanent. Every time you suppress your truth to maintain harmony, a small part of your spirit dims. This November, you are being asked to reclaim every piece of that light. For Sagittarians born between November 22nd and December 1st, this test may show up in relationships where you've played peacemaker for too long. You'll be asked whether you value truth over togetherness, whether you can love without losing yourself. For those born between December 2nd and December 11th, the mirror may appear in career or purpose. You'll be forced to confront whether success built on compromise can truly satisfy your soul. And for those born between December 12th and December 21st, this is about inner alignment, the end of pretending you're fine when you're not, the beginning of living from radical authenticity no matter who approves. Sagittarius, you're often celebrated for your optimism. People turn to you for light, laughter, and perspective. But this chapter isn't about positivity, it's about clarity. There's a difference between being hopeful and being truthful. Hope is powerful, but truth is sacred. When you combine the two, you become unstoppable. But when you use hope to mask denial, the universe intervenes. That's why this month feels heavy. It's not punishing you. It's detoxing your energy from everything untrue. You may feel guilt for what your truth disrupts. Relationships that falter, expectations that crumble, futures that dissolve. But that guilt is only the echo of old conditioning that taught you to prioritize others' comfort over your own authenticity. Let it fade. What you are doing now is not betrayal, it's alignment. The people who truly love you will adjust. Those who only loved your compliance will not. And that's okay. When you finally stand in your truth, something remarkable happens. Life starts to flow again. The stagnation that once suffocated you begins to dissolve. Your intuition sharpens. Synchronicities reappear. The universe can finally recognize you because you've stopped hiding. Integrity acts like a tuning fork. When you vibrate at your true frequency, everything that matches it begins to find you. Opportunities, relationships, healing. All of it rushes in the moment you become congruent with yourself. And yet, this transformation will not be easy. There will be nights when you question if you've made a terrible mistake. You'll replay conversations, mourn what's lost, and wonder if you could have softened the truth just a little more. But eventually, peace will settle in. Not the fragile peace of avoidance, but the grounded peace of knowing you chose alignment over approval. That's the kind of peace that doesn't need constant reassurance. Remember, Sagittarius, integrity doesn't make life painless, it makes it real. And reality, when embraced fully, becomes the most sacred ground of all. You will walk into December carrying fewer illusions but infinitely more power. Your world will feel smaller at first, stripped of noise and pretense. But that emptiness is holy. It's the silence before expansion. The mirror of integrity doesn't reflect who you were. It reflects who you are becoming. And when you finally see that reflection clearly, unfiltered, unashamed, undeniable, you will understand that this November wasn't about loss at all. It was about liberation. You didn't lose people or opportunities. You lost the weight of pretending. You didn't walk away from love. You walked toward truth. And that, Sagittarius, is how the universe prepares its warriors, not by keeping them comfortable, but by making them whole. Gate for the rebirth of alignment. Sagittarius, when the dust of November finally settles, you will stand in the quiet aftermath of your choice, trembling but unbroken. The chaos will fade, but the echo of what you've released will linger in the air like the scent of smoke after a sacred fire. That fire has consumed every false layer of your life. The compromises, the self-denial, the roles you played for approval. And in the silence that follows, you will begin to feel the truth that has always been waiting beneath. You are free. Freedom, however, is not the absence of pain. It is the presence of clarity. You will still feel the ache of what you let go. The faces that turned away, the opportunities you couldn't keep, the dreams that didn't survive the honesty of your awakening. You will mourn them because you are human. But even in your mourning, there will be a strange steadiness, a knowing that this loss is sacred. The universe never takes anything from Sagittarius without returning something infinitely more aligned. At first, your new reality may feel unnervingly quiet. The noise that once filled your days, the constant striving, the endless proving will disappear. You'll wake up and realize you no longer have to perform. You no longer need to convince anyone of your worth or chase validation through endless movement. The stillness may feel unfamiliar, even uncomfortable, but stay with it. This stillness is not emptiness, it's space. And space is where your next life begins to breathe. Sagittarius, the final weeks of November are not about rebuilding immediately. They are about listening. In the ashes of endings, your spirit guide, your intuition, and your higher self will begin to speak with new clarity. You'll start to sense gentle impulses, to write, to travel, to create, to reach out, to rest. These are not distractions, they are instructions. The universe communicates through subtle inspiration, not grand announcements. Follow the small nudges that feel light. The path of your rebirth will unfold one quiet decision at a time. If you are born between November 22nd and December 1st, this rebirth will center around love. You may rediscover self-love as something fierce and protective, not indulgent. You will realize that you are not difficult to love. You were simply giving your love to people who could not meet you where you stood. November will cleanse your heart of codependent patterns and teach you what healthy devotion truly feels like. Reciprocal, empowering, expansive. For those born between December 2nd and December 11th, your rebirth will occur in your relationship with purpose. What once felt like work will begin to feel like calling again. You'll move from obligation to inspiration, from pressure to creation. And for Sagittarians born between December 12th and December 21st, this rebirth is existential. It is the phoenix moment of rediscovering your divine mission, the realization that your life was never about success but significance. You will begin to rebuild not by force but by resonance. The people who enter your life now will feel different. They will recognize you not for what you do, but for who you are. Conversations will become more meaningful, your intuition sharper, your sense of timing uncanny. You'll begin to trust that life knows what it's doing even when you don't. That trust is the cornerstone of your rebirth. In this season, Sagittarius, don't rush to fill the spaces that endings have left behind. The temptation to move on quickly is strong, but true transformation takes patience. Sit with your new clarity. Let your system recalibrate to truth. You've been vibrating at a frequency of survival for so long that alignment may feel foreign at first. But soon it will feel like peace, like coming home after a long, exhausting journey. Your guardian spirit, the same one that guided you through confusion and chaos, is now stepping back slightly, watching with pride. You are learning to navigate by your own inner compass. The lessons you once received as whispers will now rise from within as instinct. That is the mark of a soul who has integrated its higher guidance. You will no longer need constant signs because you will become the sign, living proof that authenticity is its own protection. And then, somewhere between the last day of November and the first dawn of December, something extraordinary will happen. You will feel gratitude, not for what was easy but for what was hard. You will see how every heartbreak, every delay, every loss was a precise act of divine timing designed to break you open, not to break you down. You'll realize that the hardest choice of your life was never about what you lost. It was about who you gained, yourself. Sagittarius, this is the turning point your soul has been preparing for across lifetimes. From this moment forward, every action you take will carry a different vibration, one of certainty, peace, and purpose. The world around you may still demand performance, but you'll no longer need to prove anything. You've learned the sacred difference between attention and alignment, between applause and authenticity. You'll move with quiet confidence, knowing that real power doesn't shout, it simply is. So as November fades, let this truth settle deep into your spirit. What ended was illusion. What remains is truth. What you lost was the comfort of pretending. What you gained is the courage to live honestly, even when it costs you. You are not the same person who began this month. You are purified, focused, reborn. You will walk into December lighter, not because you have less, but because everything you carry now is real. And that, Sagittarius, is what the fire of transformation was always meant to teach you. The beauty of becoming undivided. Conclusion: the still point after the fire. Take a breath, Sagittarius. Feel what remains after the storms of November, the stillness that is not empty but whole. What's left now is the essence of you, stripped of every disguise. The choices have been made, the masks have fallen, and for the first time in a long time, your inner world matches your outer one. That alignment will feel unfamiliar at first, You may reach instinctively for old distractions and find that they no longer fit, like clothes you've outgrown. You may look around and see fewer people, fewer obligations, fewer voices competing for your attention. But that quiet isn't loneliness, it's freedom. You've crossed a sacred threshold this month, Sagittarius. You face the choice that many avoid for a lifetime, to stop living as fragments and become whole again. You made the hardest decision not because you stopped loving what you left behind, but because you finally loved yourself enough to walk forward without betrayal. That act, the courage to stand in your truth despite the cost, is the birth of sovereignty. You no longer live on borrowed light. You've become your own sun. In the weeks that follow, your path will begin to widen again. New doors will appear, not through effort but through resonance. People and opportunities that match your vibration will find you. Every time you speak from integrity, the universe will echo back with confirmation. Synchronicities, warmth, a sense of rightness you can't explain. You'll start to realize that life doesn't punish authenticity, it rewards it. And one day soon, you'll look back on November not as the month everything fell apart, but as the month everything finally came together. Because what survived this fire was never meant to burn. It was meant to shine. So breathe deeply, my Sagittarius, and whisper to yourself, I am whole. I am guided. I am free. Then go live like someone who has remembered their own light. The world needs the warmth that only you can bring. If this message reached something true inside you, share it, so others can find strength in your story. Like, comment, and subscribe to keep walking with the light of wisdom that unfolds here every week. Because the journey doesn't end with November. It begins anew with you.